I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Monday, August 25th. Today, dreams turn to tragedy.
They can now start with planning on how to get Stefan back home to Norway.
The body of a lost Norwegian hiker is found. How he may have died and what his family in Norway is doing now. Also today, calming questions.
It has not slowed traffic at all.
Winnipeg installs new concrete curbs to slow traffic. We ask residents how they're working. Plus, trash the tariffs.
We need to.
Why a Manitoba business group says it's time to end the trade war with Trump. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The family of a Norwegian hiker who died in the far north is coming to Manitoba to retrieve his body. After a search which lasted several days, the body of Stefan Skyttelvik was discovered Sunday just north of York Factory. Standing by with the latest is CTV's Catherine Dow. Catherine, how is the family handling the news?
Well, CTV News spoke with a family spokesperson today. He tells us that the family is grieving and in sorrow. Now Skyttelvik's loved ones are coming to claim the 29-year-old's body and meet the teams that search for him. Skyttelvik was reported missing August 15th after failing to arrive at his destination. He had set out from Fort Severn in northern Ontario on foot with 2 dogs in late July. Police believe he attempted to cross the fast-moving Hayes River and was swept away. Last week, searchers, including members of nearby First Nations, recovered his backpack and rifle. The family spokesperson says it was his childhood dream to explore Canada's northern wilderness.
His family farm is on the seashore of the Oslo fjord, and his immediate playground has been Norwegian nature, the sea, and he has been outgoing, living most of his life in accordance with the nature.
And when they are in Manitoba, the family also wants to meet the friends and network that Stefan had in Canada. He began his cross-Canada trip back in 2023.
So, Catherine, what happens next then?
Well, Marilee, the body has been flown to Winnipeg. A coroner will perform an autopsy to determine how he died. Meanwhile, RCMP are thanking community members and volunteers for their help in the search.
All right, thanks for this, Catherine.
You're welcome. 2
people were hit by a vehicle and killed on a northern Manitoba highway. It happened Friday night on Highway 60, about 20 kilometers east of Highway 10. RCMP say a vehicle was traveling east on the highway when it stopped and 2 people got out and started walking down the highway. The vehicle was traveling with them. That's when another vehicle traveling west collided with the 2 pedestrians. A 29-year-old man and an 18-year-old woman, both from Chemawawin Cree Nation, were pronounced dead at the scene. Police say speed and alcohol are not believed to be factors in the crash. A collision reconstruction team is now investigating. Alberta's premier says Manitoba isn't doing all the math in deciding to provide the COVID-19 vaccine for free. Danielle Smith is defending Alberta's move to start charging for the shot after the federal government stopped paying for it.
I don't think that they've done the analysis that we've done. If they, I think they're going to be a bit shocked after they have to pay for it themselves.
Speaking on her weekend radio show, Smith said BC and Manitoba may regret giving away the vaccine. Alberta is going to charge most people $100 for the shot. Manitoba says it will offer the vaccine free of charge, even to anybody from Alberta who needs one. The Alberta government says it's charging for the shot because it's expensive and more than half go unused. CTV News has asked the provincial government for a response to Smith's comments and how much of the vaccine here in Manitoba goes to waste. We are still waiting for a response. The future of a contentious project near the Osborne Bridge will be on the line tomorrow. The municipal board is set to hear submissions and objections to the plan to redevelop the west side parking lot of Granite Curling Club. The city has voted to rezone the lot and turn it into affordable housing. The curling club says losing the parking lot would be disastrous for its future. Tomorrow's hearing is taking place at Norwood Community Center. Anyone wanting to present needed to register 10 days before the meeting. A man is facing charges after a violent robbery attempt at a grocery store. It happened at a store in the 600 block of Stafford Street Saturday night. Police allege the man punched a security guard before trying to leave the store with stolen meat products. They say he then pulled a knife and attempted to stab the guard, but left empty-handed. The suspect was arrested a short time later and is facing robbery and other offenses. Police say no one was seriously injured. The president of the Manitoba Chamber of Commerce says Ottawa's recent lifting of retaliatory tariffs on goods from the United States is understandable. But Chuck Davidson says Canada needs a conclusion to the trade war.
This has been a challenge for business because they love to live in a world of certainty.
Friday, Prime Minister Mark Carney announced Canada was removing all retaliatory tariffs on goods from the United States that comply with the CUSMA trade agreement. Tariffs remain on steel and aluminum products and automobiles. Davidson says Manitoba businesses have been dealing with uncertainty for the past 8 months, which is preventing investment or expansion.
We need to find a conclusion to this situation, whether it's a 0% tariff and we're back to how we were pre all of this nonsense, right, or the best deal that we can for Canada. That's what's most important for businesses and for the average Canadian consumer.
While they wait for a resolution to the impasse, Davidson says businesses are focusing on interprovincial trade or trade with other countries, but he says it is not making up for all of the losses from U.S. trade. A man is facing charges after a mail carrier was attacked. Police say it happened Friday in Waverly Heights. The mail carrier was allegedly confronted by a homeowner who pushed the carrier to the ground. A passing driver intervened. Police arrived and arrested a 21-year-old man. He was released with conditions. Parents across the city will be hunkered down in front of their computers bright and early tomorrow morning. That's when registration opens for fall and winter leisure activities. Registration for the ever-popular fall swimming and skating lessons sign-up will get underway at 8 a.m. for city residents. People who live outside the city can sign up Thursday at the same time. Now, the city is warning people to make sure you're able to log into your online account before registration starts. If you run into any problems, you can call 311. Manitoba's Ukrainian community celebrated the 34th anniversary of Ukraine's independence yesterday. More than 60 newcomer volunteers gathered at the Access Center in West St. Paul to help set things up. The event featured food, vendors, crafts, and a children's soccer game. With the ongoing war with Russia, organizers say the day was a chance to uplift people's spirits.
As you know, we have welcomed a lot of people here, over 30,000. And I'm delighted to say that we've opened our hearts, our wallets, our doors, and our homes. And it's important to help these people who chose Manitoba. They chose to come here and are integrated into our province.
Joanne Lewandowski also emphasized the resilience of Ukrainians and their strong sense of culture and tradition. This year's 2025 Canada Games in St. John's are now in the books, and Manitoba athletes are bringing home some hardware. After 2 weeks, Manitoba finished the contest with 34 medals in total. That includes 12 gold, 10 silver, and 12 bronze. Swimming was a big event for Manitoba, with Maxine Lavitt winning 6 swimming medals and Tegan-Ann Purvis 5. The Canadian Games happens every 2 years and alternate between winter and summer games. Quebec is set to host the next ones, the Winter Games, in 2027. Huge congratulations to all those athletes.
Awesome
Such a great showing.
Good for them. Quite the medal haul, too. Lots of gold. All medals will take them, but good for them. Did they ever put on a show?
Did they ever?
Yeah.
All right. Mother Nature not putting on
not so much.
Quite the same stunning show, Colleen.
Yeah, no, this is not gold medal winning stuff. Although I know, yes, we do need some rain. But if you like the sunshine, well, there's more where that came from. Just not so much just yet. But I'll show you, there's been this line of very slow-moving light rain. And it is very light, bordering on drizzle. But it's been slowly making its way northwest through the city out to the southeast. This won't last for too much longer, but it will into this evening. But then behind that, drier conditions, which again, of course, we need the rain. But it will brighten up and it will warm up too. I'll show you when. Let's take a look right now through the Bath Fitter Live Eye. Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now with the rain coming through the city, it is 16 degrees, winds out of the south-southeast at 13 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping. The humidity is 81%. Out on the roads on this Monday afternoon and onto the bridges we go, specifically, that's the word, onto the St. James Bridge. Busy for folks moving southbound, lighter traffic volumes for folks heading north.
This is what's been implemented, which anecdotally I would say has not slowed traffic at all.
Have you seen the city's new traffic calming curbs? We visit one neighborhood to see how they're working. Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
One of the largest shareholders of Cineplex is pressuring the company to buy back its shares. Windward Management is also calling on Cineplex to sell non-core assets and prepare for an outright sale, arguing the stock could nearly triple to $30 a share. And here's a look at how the trading day ended today. Another dip for the Canadian dollar, putting it just over 72 cents US. West Texas Intermediate is up, ending the day at 64.80. Western Canadian Select is also up 17 cents to 50.77. And the TSX dropped 163 points to 28,169. Those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
City crews have installed new concrete traffic control devices on residential streets, but some residents say they're not working. The city calls them traffic calming curbs. The giant blocks are designed to force drivers to slow down and steer away from pedestrian crossings. These blocks you see are on Cambridge Street and River Heights. One resident who lives there tells CTV News he hasn't noticed any change in driving behaviors around the blocks.
And all I've noticed is that the buses continue to go as fast as they've ever gone. People who observe the speed limit continue to do so, and those that continue to speed continue to do so. It has not forced anybody to slow down on here.
The curbs are at 13 locations, typically on residential streets near schools and crosswalks. The city says the blocks are a temporary measure until the city has a budget to make permanent changes to the streets. A new basketball court is open in one of the city's fastest growing neighborhoods. Eaglewood Park in Waverly West officially opened its regulation-size basketball court Saturday. The court is designed to host tournaments and league games. City Councilor Janice Luke says there's been an enthusiastic response from families.
I was talking to one mom earlier. She says she's probably more excited about this than her kids because she doesn't have to drive them to other basketball courts. They're just excited that it's in their neighborhood, right? We've got such a huge population of children here and youth, and to be able to come out and just play basketball anytime.
Rides, walks, picnics. It was a fun-filled weekend here in Winnipeg. We're going to shine a light on some of the community spirit in our city next.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Tom Papa.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and Colleen, community spirit was everywhere this weekend. Fundraising walks, rides, picnics, all kinds of events taking place.
All the things, Marilee, so start your engines for a weekend roundup. Riders gathered for the 4th annual Manitoba Highway of Heroes rally Saturday morning in Headingley. The ride is organized by the Manitoba chapter of UN NATO Veterans Canada. Motorcyclists followed the stretch of the Trans-Canada Highway, designated as Manitoba's Highway of Heroes in 2012. Organizers said the main keyword is remember.
The lifestyle that they have, the society they have, is because of these people who serve. I'm not saying go and thank every veteran you see or every member in uniform, but appreciate what they've done for you. And know that it is because of them that you live the life you do.
Last year's rally raised more than $2,800 for the Homes for Heroes Foundation, providing support for veterans across Canada. Look at that guy go. The 25th annual Picnic in the Park took place at St. John's Park Saturday afternoon. There was a free lunch, resource tables, and bouncy castles, of course. This year's organizers partnered with Sakwe Festival to bring Indigenous culture and artists to the event.
Sakwe Festival reached out to us, and we were so excited when they did, because they're an organization that celebrates Indigenous music and culture, and that's such an important part of working in the North End, is really celebrating Indigenous artists or Indigenous life and culture. So when they reached out, we were just like 100%.
And hundreds gathered at Assiniboine Park on Saturday for the annual Walk for the Canadian Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation. This year's walk had special significance as wildfire smoke has drastically affected air quality across Manitoba this summer. Organizers say the event helps people feel seen and supported.
They said that it's like being with family, like they don't feel alone, that for once they're in a group of people that they don't have to explain what this rare disease is, and that, you know, they can just enjoy and be themselves. As we've learned more and more about this disease, we've realized that there are some families that it runs in their family. And so we're here to support them, to say that we are here to walk every step of the way.
It's kind of cool weekend too, weather-wise, so it's good that everyone was able to get out and still enjoy those events.
Well, you can, although it's going to heat up. I'll tell you about that in just a moment.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. All right, stick around for that. Thanks, Colleen.
I knew you would be. Competition is king tonight on your primetime lineup with American Ninja Warrior at 7. At 9, Laugh Along with Match Game. Then at 10, it's The Big Bang Theory. E-Talk rounds out your evening at 10:30. A live look at another bridge, the Provencher Bridge. Traffic moving well in both directions. Light rain still falling over the city. It's 16 degrees. I'll have a look at your full week's forecast coming right up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
All right, I nicely asked Colleen to shake the weather computer around and find summer for us, and she's going to bring it back.
I think things are looking good. If you still want that summertime heat, fear not, folks. There is more on the way very soon. But yeah, you've noticed over the last few days, it's been cool, it's been cloudy, and there's been some much needed rain falling this afternoon in Winnipeg in the southeast. I'll zoom in on the city here. Really, this has been moving very slowly out of the southern Interlake through Winnipeg and continues to move into southeastern Manitoba. So we need it. It's just been very, very light, and it's been lasting for a few hours. But once that moves on out, we'll see some clearing in behind. This misses the southwest entirely. This is the not much to show you here, folks, edition of the Futurecast, because really Western Canada is under the influence of an upper ridge of high pressure. So for the most part, that means fairly clear conditions, and we'll see that overnight. And as we move into Tuesday, winds pretty light for the most part overnight across the province. This is about it for any kind of active weather tomorrow. Some light rain just riding along the coastline there through Churchill into the northeast and then further off into northern Ontario. Meanwhile, in behind, quite sunny tomorrow. We heat up into the upper 20s here in the south, the mid 20s in the north, and then by Tuesday evening, overnight into Wednesday, you can see not much changes. Maybe a little bit of rain shower activity pops up there in the northeast. Outside chance we could see a little bit of rain down here in the southeast, but not too much. Not like we're seeing now, although it's hardly a heavy downpour. Light rain continues to fall, at least for now, but later on this evening that will taper off. 12 or low tonight, light winds out of the southwest at 10 kilometers an hour, and then under the influence of that ridge, the sky clears out and the temperatures heat right up all the way to 27 for Winnipeg tomorrow afternoon. Mostly sunny, and those winds stay light out of the southwest at 10 kilometers an hour. Tuesday, the UV index for Winnipeg is 6 or high. Then we head into the long range, and this is what I mean. There's a low chance of showers on Wednesday afternoon. but I stress it is low, but still worth a mention. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud, up to 25. So still on the warm side, starting to be for this time of year. Normal now is right around 24 degrees, which is where we should land on Thursday in the sunshine. Up to 26 on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud, and then we turn up the heat again for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, lots of sunshine, hot highs of 27 degrees. And you see, too, overnight lows will get a little bit warmer in the 13-14 degree range for the most part over the next few days. Let's take a look at our weather photos. We have a bit of a theme. Sunrise this morning over Winnipeg bridges. Now we'll start with this one. Elaine was heading off Moray, crossing the Charleswood Bridge here along the William R. Clement Parkway, and took that beautiful photo. And then out over the St. Vital Bridge is where Victor took this photo. Send us your photo to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. New children's books with African Canadian voices have arrived at a Winnipeg elementary school. Bibi Ukonu, a local publisher with Griot's Lounge, donated 4 children's books written by African Canadian authors to a little free library at Chancellor Elementary School in Waverly Heights. Ukonu founded his publishing company 5 years ago after noticing a lack of African Canadian authors on children's bookshelves. He says the journey has not been easy.
When we started, we were like, especially I was in doubt, like, do we have that much authors, African Canadian authors in Canada? But the numbers now are so overwhelming that we are now having to go through these manuscripts to be sure of who we are to publish, the quality of the writing, the quality of the literature, how they interpret the community here in Canada, and also a whole lot of factors.
Ukonu says he chose the little free libraries in school so children can easily access the books, read them, and begin to understand the stories. I love the little free libraries.
I love them too. I think they're fabulous.
Yeah, always find something good in there, and especially that one outside Chancellor School.
It's full, yeah.
All right, that does it for us this hour. Don't go far though. We'll be back at 6 o'clock with much more local news. Hope to see you then.